Alright, welcome back to Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia. So, last time we saved Silk, and now we actually have a few optional things to do. So this is about the time I did the initial DLC recordings, so the backstory ones. So let's actually check out the connect option that we have here. So first off, before you can actually access this, you gotta make a profile card, so, just do this real quick. Cannot go online for obvious reasons, but gotta make it anyway, because why not? I also like that the default gender is other, that's kind of nice. Not perfect, but nice. Oh, and just FYI, there are achievements on the bottom screen down there. They're on the touch screen, so you touch them to reveal what they actually are. Just know that I do not care about getting all of them. I never got all of them when I played this on my own time. Not gonna get them for this LP. And as for Icon, I'm just gonna go with the floofiest one here, who's a character we haven't met yet, but, floof.
You're hovering on Mycen for a pretty long time there.
Mycen is not floofy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I like that a lot of Nintendo games nowadays have their own achievement systems, but it just doesn't feel the same as like PlayStation trophies or Xbox achievements.
Yeah. Which I typically don't care about either. I feel like it's better for me to not care. Like, I care sometimes, especially if I really like the game, but usually I'm not super keen on them. So anyway, that being said, we're not going to check out the DLC just yet, but once I enter Ram Village, this is the point where I will now have the items from the DLC, so Lucas is going to have his own shield soon.
The world is outside the village home? Just going into town with Pa for supplies used to be a fight for survival. I worry a little place like Ram won't last long in times like these. Honestly, I really don't care one way or another about the kingdom. I don't have the kind of direction you do. It's more like I just have a nagging desire to do something. So I thought if I joined the Deliverance, I might figure out what that is.
Alright, so yeah, as mentioned before, characters will appear and you can talk to them. This is one of those instances. We just talked to Gray.
Word, can you believe it? The king, murdered! What do you suppose happens now? He has no heirs, Not anymore, I mean. They say Chancellor Desay himself murdered all of them in cold blood. Anyway, hope this Deliverance knows who they'll be delivering to that throne.
They better Pokemon Go save us all. Alright, so we did get Ram Wine from the one brigand, so here you go. I hope you know, greedy old man, that I did murder somebody for this. And we get cheese. And renown.
Here, have this cheese is covered in mold.
Oh, is it true you're leaving the village? You'll be sorely missed. Just be careful here. The woods outside Ram are dangerous enough. But once you're through them, you'll hit Fleecer's Forest. The place is crawling with brigands. No one gets through that wood alive.
I heard what the knight said, but it sounds like a load of horseplop to me. Everyone knows it's Zophia's fault that Rigel invaded in the first place. King Lima refused to help the Regalian Empire during their famine, remember? And we all know the Emperor didn't take too kindly to that little slight. Such a shame. The kingdom and the Empire had been getting along so well. The king may be dead, but his choices live on. Ain't that always the way of it?
King sure does suck ass, fuck that guy. Oh hey, you don't have any voice acting either. And she was accosted on the way home. I mean, look, these do seem like actual problems, but also, you might want to be careful about, capitalizing the word accosted. You don't have a name, we could start calling you Karen. Just have to be careful of that. Alright, so this side quest is kill 20 bandits. Of course, I won't be showing all of this, but grinding will happen off-screen as I have to go through the dungeon and kill 20 bandits.
Do you have to bring back their asses specifically?
Thankfully, no. I feel like we would fill out the inventory if we did that. Anyway, here's a shield, Lucas. Dang, 3 abilities on this shield. It'll take a while to learn everything, of course, but yeah, it's probably going to be pretty solid. Hopefully get some good skills. As for everything else, I'm going to say this is pretty good. Our loadout isn't really going to need to be... We don't have much in the first place, other than, character weapons, which aren't technically character-specific. I could give Clive's lance to anybody else, but I just don't want to. I'm also going to proceed to not give Silk anything to carry, even though she benefits from an item more than anything else and can't wield weapons. And with that done, let's go to the Thieves' Shrine. So, killing 20 bandits. You're going to have to go in and out a few times because there's like 2 encounters in this whole shrine. Of course, sometimes there's a complication. And that complication is... well, it should be appearing soon. Sometimes the complication is a very strong monster. So, I should make note, this is actually my second take of this, because the first time, this bandit was in front of the boxes, but you might have noticed in the corner of the screen, Mega Zombie was there, and Mega Zombie is very tough at this point in the game. Glowing monsters are glowing for a reason. So yeah, Alm got very lucky, but not lucky enough. Like, Alm, it would have been much better if you got, like, that 10% on your dodge chance and not the crit. And unfortunately, in this game, you can use Mila's turn wheel to turn back time, which I actually would have shown in this particular take. However, you cannot turn back time if Alm is killed. So, yeah, you get a game over if your lord goes down.
Is that a fucking unsourced Sun Tzu quote? Just put Sun Tzu.
No, the enemy, know yourself. Quoted some guy, I don't know.
Were you worried about his estate suing? What the hell is that?
They were worried about AC/DC coming along being like, hey, hold on a sec. Why are you using his quote as a game over? I knew the guy.
Took me a second to realize you're making a JoJo joke. Like, why the fuck is AC/DC getting involved?
That would be an unknown even to me.
Anyways, on the subject of why the fuck are these bandits working together with the monsters?
I mean, we did kill their boss, so, like, they're probably more terrified of the zombies than they are of us, so they're just like, we can probably kill Alm and friends, and then make a clean getaway, right? Alright, so, that being said, this is Silk's first time in battle. At the moment, her spell is Nosferatu, so white mages aren't necessarily just good at straight-up healing. In this case, magic, as I believe I've mentioned before, does take some HP to use, but Nosferatu only takes 1. That is more or less the basic attack spell of the white mages, or the clerics, whatever you want to call them. Oh, sure, you get that dodge, Alm, thanks. But yeah, it's their basic attack magic, and the main problem with it is pretty inaccurate. It's hard to hit with Nosferatu, but if you have a high skill character, it's no problem, and you can just heal off of enemies. It's not the strongest spell, but like, healing is really good. Silk being able to have some kind of way to heal herself is important because she cannot use normal curative magic on herself, only her allies.
I think it's rare for a mage in this game to run low on health purely to using their spells.
It would be pretty difficult. It can be a problem if they are getting attacked a lot. It might just be salt in the wound, but yeah, like, if you are keeping your mages safe and just using magic, they should be fine. Oh, we got Wrath Strike. There's her first weapon skill.
Gray has learned how to be angry.
So yeah, as you can see, bit risky with a 60 in hit, but at the same time, Silk is healing for every bit of HP that she's dealing in damage, so, like, just because she's the cleric doesn't mean she can't just drain somebody's life away. Again, a high-skill cleric is kind of a threat.
Yeah, Nosferatu is a really good, like, HP draining spell. Like, it doesn't take half the HP, it doesn't take half the damage that you do. It takes all the damage. It's wild for a draining spell.
Yeah, usually it is just a percentage, but yeah, as long as your cleric can hit, they will stay alive. Well, hit and also don't just put them in the fray. It might still be a little risky. If they get doubled, that might just end up killing them anyway, depending on the enemy. Again, it's just a matter of being very careful, like I was attempting to be in the original take of this. I just, thought Alm could stand up to that. He could not. Which is a shame because since I did get a preemptive strike on this particular encounter, it means I was pretty much in control of the fight, so we're not going to see Mila's turn wheel in use in this episode, because I am otherwise fine. This looks a bit risky of a situation, but it's fine. Anyway, Wrath Strike, I should mention. I did not use a lot of the weapon skills in the DLC. I used them from time to time, but now that we're actually unlocking them in the main game, let's talk about them a little more. So basically, Wrath Strike is honestly just a very simple move. It is an extra 5 damage, or might in this case is technically the term, and an extra 10 hits, so a little more accurate and a little more powerful. The main issue, though, is it can only make one attack. It's a single strike. It also has an HP cost. Much like magic, the weapon skills will also take a bit of HP to use. Though also you don't have Nosferatu to make up for it, so yeah, it's a little bit more risky. Silk's gonna need to take some time to cure that. In a similar manner, you're probably not going to die if you use a lot of weapon skills, but like, because you're probably using them on characters on the front lines, you should be a little more wary than even the mages when you use them. But yeah, since it can't make follow-up attacks, it is important to note that sometimes, depending on the situation, a just standard double attack might actually be better. Because that's 2 chances to crit, maybe, and it might just do more damage if you have better might. But if you have, relatively low damage output or can't double, then yeah, Wrath Strike is pretty effective.
In fact, both of your sword users right now are pretty fast, aren't they?
I think so, yeah. They're probably going to make better use. Like, Alm especially, I think, isn't really going to get much use from Wrath Strike. So that's probably why it's better for Gray overall, but even still, yeah, Gray is pretty fast.
So you gonna get any of these support conversations? You're driving me mad.
I will, and I do apologize for that, but do recall, I did have a first take where I did do the support conversations, and died. So, we're gonna wait a minute until I'm in a much safer fight.
I mean, you never know, that one bandit over there might get a lucky hit on Alm.
It is absolutely impossible for him to kill Alm. Like, Mega Zombie was pretty much the best enemy we've seen so far. That guy is deadly to just about anyone. Again, powered up monsters are powered up for a reason, you gotta be careful of them. They are pretty rare though. I'm impressed that I managed to find it on my first delve into the dungeon both times in a row, so I'm guessing there must be some RNG to it, but yeah, you probably won't see them too often. Probably not gonna ambush you. Man, so I said Nosferatu was inaccurate, but I feel like Silk landed almost all of her attacks there.
She has a 60% chance to hit. The odds are in her favor.
Hey, Tobe. How goes? It goes, I guess. Do you think you could sound a little less cheerful?
I don't know. You tell me. Why did you have to...
Huh?
Never mind. Forget it.
Wait, what did I do?
Alright, if that seems like a nonsensical support conversation, it's because it kind of is at this point in the game. Really should have been unlocked a little later.
There you are, Olm.
Hello, Faye. How's it going?
I'm doing just fine now. Seeing your face is always a bright spot in my day.
Well, I'm glad it's not a low point.
Now, shall I head back out there and slay more of your enemies for you?
Slay enemies for me? I would hope you're doing it for a better reason than just me.
Oh, is that what you want? Because I'll do it. I'll fight for any cause you desire. Just promise you'll be watching, Olm. Promise to look at me.
Faye, Look, just please be careful, alright? Just say the word.
Hey, look who's here.
What do you want, Tobin? Don't talk to me unless you need something.
Wow, what crawled up your armor? You know, you've been testier than usual lately. Did I do something wrong?
Nope, you're imagining it. Now how about we get back to fighting and forget all this small talk?
What? Hey, come on, Cliff. Would you just...
The mother walks with me.
I love the voice on that one. But anyway, yeah, this fight's just about over. Okay, so I guess I'm showing off Wrath Strike here at least a little bit. Probably just showing it. So yeah, 15 damage, meaning it's not as effective because it was 10 and 10 before, and Gray's going to hit. He's got a lot of skill. He's got skill, he's got speed, but yeah. There's Wrath Strike in case you wanted to see it. Alright, well then. Guess at this point I'm probably just cutting down grass to see if I can find any money. Silver in this game, as I might have mentioned before, is a touch on the rare side. It's not too bad, but also, since I have the DLC, I'm not going to be short of money overall. It's the gold you're going to have a problem with.
The school in town that I went to was closed because of the war. At first, I was glad to leave that place, return to the village, and kick back. Then I remembered how little there is to learn inside a small village. I never hated learning, per se. I just hated all the other hellish parts of attending school. The other students would hound me from sun's rise to set. Just a bunch of lonely little children desperate for friends. What? Don't grin at me like that. I mean it.
Home! How are you, buddy? Me? Well, let's just say I'm figuring things out. Lucas keeps talking about kings and politics, but that does little for me. I'm actually just in it for the gold. I have a family to feed after all. Well, that and I'm not about to let you outshine me. Hey, don't look at me like that. You don't know what you're up against.
Alright, this course is here to show, hey yeah, the fountains still aren't working, so... Unfortunately, can't do any stat boosts there.
Well, no thank you required.
No thank you for murdering him? Well, I mean, you're not getting one either way.
A palpable improvement.
Hey! Lucas has access to the night class. Very nice. So let's go and do that then. Have a bread, I guess? Have a bread. It's on me, Mila. What we getteth from Mila, we give back to Mila. Have someone with range, dumbasses. Mila out. It's actually just Mila's servant, of course, because we don't know where Mila is. Her statues are still talkative, though, weirdly enough. Also, holy fuck, those stat boosts. Knights are real good. Alright. Lucas, upgrade 2. Oh lord, he coming.
Oh please, he's slightly
Whatever it
chonked at
takes to
best.
see the task through.
People are just exaggerating chonk nowadays. I swear, these days, your clothes just, like, dig into your skin ever so slightly, and people are like, oh, it's chonk, and it's like, no, it's not. Stop using the phrase haphazardly.
Okay, his sprite on the map, it's approaching. Oh lord, he coming.
Hello, Faye. Oh, Silk. We seem to keep running into each other here on the battlefield.
Yes, well, I was hoping we could get to know each other better. There are so few of us women fighting alongside Sir Alm, after all. And there are many things I wish to talk about that aren't for the ears of men.
Well, I don't think that kind of friendship is for me. Sorry.
Huh?
I'd rather spend time near Alm than stand about gossiping. No offense. Anyway, good luck, I guess.
What in Mila's name just happened?
Just say the word.
Alright, well then, by this point I had killed probably around 20 bandits, but here's Silk.
It was my mother's idea for me to become a cleric. She was a cleric as well. As for my father, I fear I never met him. When I was little, my mother and I went on a long pilgrimage. So you see, I'm quite used to grueling marches such as this. I can look at the sky and read the weather. I know which plants are edible. So if you find yourself wanting for advice, simply say the word.
Alright, well then. Good we have some advice from Silk. The nun can keep us from dying on a hike. Oh yes, that's about 20 bandits worth of blood on you. Wow, this is great. I'm glad they're dead. Cool. Alright, and we got a fruit of life. And now let's talk to the greedy old man. So, he has something he has to tell us. We already know about this secret passageway. We've seen it many a time. But now that we've spoken to this old man, there is actually something new there that we somehow didn't find? Many question marks? The Fruit of Life increases HP by 2, just so you know. Permanently, not just a healing thing. It also can restore 40 fatigue as well, so that's neat.
Didn't get enough of the shrine yet, huh?
No, I hadn't. I love Thieves' Shrine so much, I want to keep being here. I love being in the Thieves' Shrine. Please don't attack me. I'm not in the mood for that anymore. I would just like to go here and get the new thing. So let's see. The bauble wasn't the sword, it was in fact the Mila carving. So yeah, this of course will not appear until you talk to him.
Whose footprints are these?
I don't want to fight you people, but I must. Anyway, though, when they were done, yeah, we're done here, so next time we'll move on. Oh, and just so you know, the Mila statue is, of course, the goddess statue from most games, but there's a specific god in this game, so it can actually name what the carving is. It just gives you +5 luck. I got renown, cool. Anyway, yeah, next time on Fire Emblem Echoes, we can move on.